in listen-only mode.
Hello there, and welcome to the 2016 Logix Awards. My name's Andy Lennox, and I'm going to be your Master of Ceremonies for the broadcast today. We're going to take about 30 minutes, and we're going to go through a whole bunch of exciting projects. As you see on the screen, we announced a few years ago that over 100 million square feet of Logix had been installed. And there's been, of course, millions of square feet every year since then. So you're going to see the cream of the crop, some outstanding projects, and you're really going to see the potential of ICF construction. Hopefully you'll learn some insights. Hopefully you'll see some new products being used and some tricks of the trade. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them out, and we'll answer them after the webcast. Everybody is muted. Obviously, we've got lots of people on here, so just so everyone can hear, we've got everybody muted. So for today, let's get started. There are going to be four categories today in the Logix Awards. We're going to have a winner and a runner-up in each category. All winners and runner-ups are going to receive a commemorative plaque in the mail, which is on delivery right now, and the use of a commemorative email footer. There are four categories that we're going to be looking at today: small residential, large residential, mid-rise and multifamily, and commercial. So without any further delay, let's get going. We're going to start off with the small residential category, which is one of my favorites. Small residential buildings typically value efficiency. They're all about efficiency rather than extravagance, and so we see some really interesting projects. The first runner-up in small residential is the Lincoln. Congratulations to the builder, Southern Traditions, to the Logix distributor, Stark Construction and Supply, and to the Logix territory manager overseeing this wonderful project, Mike Russell. The Lincoln is 2,560 square feet under the roof. Took about 60 days. The overall build took about 6 months, but the Logix walls only took about 20 days. Here we're seeing some unusual detailing in this house, and what we're showing here is the floor detailing of the rim joist to the wall, and you can see this is kind of an old school, if you will, technique that Mark's used in this build. This is anchor bolts of the rim joist to the wall. It is still common and has been very common. The more typical installation these days is in the top right corner that I'm pointing to. It's the embedded joist hanger into the wall. But you'll see that the anchor bolt system used in this home very successfully. You'll also see something else very interesting, and what's very unusual is the wood-framed bracing that Mark's used. And this is a departure from what's normally done on an everyday basis in the ICF industry. And once again, in the top right corner, you can see more traditional or typical bracing today. It's actual bracing that's adjustable and can plumb the wall. It's got a lot of advantages. Mark went old school here, and he's very comfortable doing that. And he finds actually that he builds his bracing on site, and he reuses the lumber that you're seeing making the bracing once the walls are erected. He uses that in the framing of the interior walls, and so that the bracing really has very little cost to him. You'll see also in this building we're using the 4-inch concrete core. Once again, a little unusual. It's out there. We do offer this, but most of our applications are 6 and 8-inch. But this 4-inch concrete core, it's still very strong, still super airtight and insulated, and uses a lot less concrete. Keeps the construction numbers as low as they can be. Here's the home in progress, and one of the things about this particular home is that it's been completely optimized. And when we say optimized, you can build any structure really virtually with Logix. But if you design the structure around the dimensions of Logix and place the windows at the correct heights and size the openings and size the dimensions of the building in a way that minimizes cutting, you can get super efficient. And this is what this building's done. At the end of this job, Mark estimated that he had maybe 2 wheelbarrows of waste for the entire project. Here's some sample using the wood framing inside and the electrical in the wall. It's all very typical. You can see here also more electrical and the services running through the wall, which is how we typically do it. There's the Lincoln with it, besides its sister home. The Lincoln is actually a spec home, and these are built before they're up for sale. And Southern Traditions has carved a real niche in here. They're selling these spec homes at a very great price. In fact, they're offering higher quality ICF homes at the same price as if these homes would be built with CMU construction. There's a lot of efficiencies building with ICF. And in terms of energy efficiency, well, the homes that you're looking at right now, the occupants last August in Florida, which is darn hot, the August energy bill was the electrical bill was $85 in one of the hottest months of the year. And that just shows the energy efficiency. So, the Lincoln, congratulations for first runner-up. Okay, now to our winner for small residential. And we have the Campbell home up in Saskatchewan, Yorkton, Saskatchewan, but built by Yorkton Concrete, and the Logix territory manager is Conrad Hopner. The Campbell home is 2,400 square feet plus 890 in the garage. This is a slab on grade structure, which is particularly good in this area because this is a low-lying area. It's a lot of flooding and a high flooding potential, so slab on grade makes a lot of sense. This home uses some very interesting products. You can see the 2 different colors of foam, and we'll talk about that a little later. Here's some other buildings. You can see actually here that the buck system being used in this home is a foam buck, and you'll see this a bit more in this presentation. This is a very new trend in ICF construction. The use of used to be wood bucking around the openings. Now you're seeing a lot of foam around the openings to add energy efficiency, reduce the thermal bridging around the openings, and just really to finish off the structure very properly. Here are some of the some of the high performance products used in this home. You'll see in the top left the use of Helix. Helix actually is a type of metal fiber reinforcing that was used instead of rebar in the slabs. So this is something you're going to see actually a lot more of. You might even see this type of reinforcing now in the walls of the homes, where the Helix can replace the rebar in walls. You'll see over here in the top right the heat sheet and radiant. The heat sheet's the foam panel, but that's under the slab, and that's used to in coordination with the radiant heat. Subterra, another product that the Logix manufacturing plant makes, was used around the perimeter of the home. And you'll see here the Logix Platinum Series block. It's the gray colored foam. This foam has been shot with graphite particles to provide added R value than regular EPS. A regular Logix block will provide an R value of R25. Logix Platinum Series, as you see here, and which is in this home, provides additional R value of 28 without increasing any wall thickness. Here's some more shots of this lovely home going up. These heaters, they had used construction heaters to finish it off because the electrical did not get hooked up in time. They were told that these heaters would cost them about $10 a day to run. When they got their bill once they were finished construction, they found that the heaters only ran in this highly insulated home at $4.50 per day, less than half. This home also includes a safe room with a concrete roof. It's got all sorts of great design features to it. So this is our small residential winner, the Campbell home, and congratulations. Getting now to large residential. We had a lot of submissions for this particular category, and by the way, thank you to everybody that submitted their applications. We had lots of project submissions. If your project is not recognized during this broadcast today, we thank you for your submissions, and many of those projects will be also eligible to win and to be entered into the 2017 Logix Awards. So our first runner-up in large residential is the Craig home. And we'd like to congratulate Up to Code Carpentry, IC Forming Inc., Dave Wester, and Carlos Crivero, Logix Territory Manager, that oversaw this lovely home. This home is 5,400 square feet. Took 3.5 months to build the Logix portion of this home. It was built in 2014. Very challenging elevations to deal with in the construction of this home. 30-degree corners that had to be fabricated and to keep plumb. Very challenging. You'll see the home starting to take shape here. You'll see there's going to be some real impressive window structures in the walls of this home. I-beams in the front wall were installed to support 4 large windows. And you can see them being installed. Very complicated build, very challenging. This is a beautiful home. Although a very beautiful home, constructed on a budget that was not unlimited. They had to keep a tight budget and save dollars where they can so that the homeowners could get all of their wish list items in. There you can see that a lot of builders would frame those walls, would frame them between. The builder here, Up to Code, they took great care to get the concrete between the windows and into the columns. So that's very unusual. They had used high-heel trusses, R50 insulation in the attic. They made their April 2015 commitment, finished up on time. You can see some of the interior detailing in the roof structure. Radius staircase, all sorts of lovely features in this home. Beautifully finished. And there's the rear view. So congratulations again to Up to Code, IC Forming, Dave Westers, and Carlos. Now we're proceeding to large residential, our winner in this category. And this is an absolutely stunning 8,500 square foot home built by Timberline Custom Homes, supported by the Logix distributor Rehill Building Supplies and Logix Territory Manager Alain Leger. This home, there's another shot of it. It's absolutely beautiful in the way it's finished, and we'll show you some of the finishes inside and out in the next couple of minutes. But this was a builder's first home, first ICF home, first Logix home. And he did a tremendous job. As you can see, there was a lot of elevation changes here in this home. There was a lot of bedrock that had to be dealt with, custom corners. There was a total of actually 10 feet of grade change from one end of the home to the other. At certain points, footings had to be pinned directly to the bedrock. And as you can see, the job's coming along, but with as a builder doing his first Logix job, your luck can run out sometimes, and you get hit with one of the toughest winters that we've seen in recent years, and this is what happened here. And as you can see, this is a very complicated building, lots of detailing. You can see this house has 18-foot high walls, 9-foot high walls, 10-foot high walls. Very complicated roof structure, half-inch steel plates to support and connect the roof beams. And there you can see that every lovely home needs a turret, and there you can see the Logix built turret being formed. And there's the inside of the turret. Inside now we're starting to see some of the windows and the way the home presents inside. It's absolutely gorgeous. Steel pan floors for the concrete floors. You can see the use again of our heat sheet radiant floor panels to provide radiant floor heating throughout, which is an extremely comfortable way to heat. There's an aerial shot of this absolutely stunning home. The finishes are unbelievable, and we'll see that as we go through the next couple of slides. Just they just went to original sourcing and original materials to create just an outstanding look. You can see that that's original barn board stairs, untreated, keep their natural tread. You can just see the stone detailing and wood dealing throughout. It's an absolutely gorgeous home. So congratulations very much to everybody involved with this. So now we get involved in mid-rise and the multifamily category. And our first runner-up in this category, and it's a growing category in the world of insulated concrete forms, a lot of buildings being built this way. we're going to recognize Gilchrist Seniors Facility and ABS Concrete Systems, a Logix distributor, and I believe the installer as well, and Dan Riefke, Logix Territory Manager, who oversaw this project. This is a 4-story, 50,000 square foot seniors residence in Calgary, Alberta, plus the below grade floor. There is a shortage of affordable seniors housing in Alberta, and that made this a very strategically important project. This particular project is a specific initiative of the Alberta government to provide more affordable housing for seniors by lowering their monthly heating and cooling expenses to see if that can drive down the cost of housing for seniors. There's 9'8" Logix walls, Hambro cast-in-place concrete floors used throughout. You can see that in here that we've got, you can see I mentioned foam bucks earlier, and you can see the foam bucks in the second floor here, how it just very nicely completes the envelope. You can see above the framing on the foam bucks. Now these particular foam bucks need this type of framing, and that's called picture framing. And sometimes when you do your window bucks, you need to frame or picture frame around the opening to support the foam walls so that they don't spread with the weight of concrete. This job actually happened before the Logix Pro Buck, and this is our window buck that you can see here, and this is the outside, the exterior view, and this is the part that would go inside in the wall cavity, would fit in the wall cavity. Just want to point your attention to these plastic plates every 8 inches on center. We call those the flanges, and you can see that the difference with the Logix, here's a different job, and we're showing how with the Pro Buck you can actually drill washers, screws and washers into those flanges in order to create the picture framing effect, and you don't have to remove them like you would have had to remove the wood. So it's a great advantage and a great advancement in window bucking. And so there you can see this project continuing, going to the 3rd floor, and here we are at the 4th floor. And what makes this project another reason it's strategically very important is up to this project, every project that was ICF in the city of Calgary, Alberta, had to use a rather antiquated ICF system with steel webs. They were uncomfortable permitting plastic webs, and these are the plastic webs here. The city of Calgary was one of the very, very last municipalities in North America that was uncomfortable with permitting the use of plastic webs in structures 4 stories and over. This was the first project that allowed it, and we worked very hard with them to get this to happen. And so that's another roadblock for ICF construction knocked down. This job finished on time and on budget, and has been a great success. So congratulations to everybody involved at the Gilchrist Seniors Facility, first runner-up. Now for outright winner, mid-rise and multifamily, we'd like to recognize the residents on first, 197,000 square foot student residence building. This is a 14-story building of Logix walls above grade. The below grade portion of this particular building was conventional forming, and this is part of a very interesting trend. This building was built in the city of London, Ontario, which is 1 hour away from the city of Waterloo, Ontario, which is where the city of Waterloo had in the last decade a total of 100 of these types of buildings built. It's been a real phenomena, with 40 of them within less than a square mile, and you can see a rendering of that. And this was just an extension. This trend of building mid-rise multifamily began in Waterloo and has spread to other cities such as London. And this is an example of it. And here's the building going up in London, 14 stories. You can see these we used here, the Logix for the exterior. precast was used for the floors, which is often used in these buildings for floor systems. In this case, the precast was also used for the demising walls as well. The Logix rep, Grant Litwin, that oversaw this job, he actually visited this architect originally about a house, and the architect very much understood the ICF concept and proposed it to a developer that he knew was going to be building this building, and they got spec'd into it, and this is how this project got going. You can see the finishes are basically brick. Exterior veneer is a combination of brick and architectural panels. This is a beautiful L-shaped building. Is our winning mid-rise multifamily. This is a fantastic project, and we've got actually projects now going in much higher, 20 and even over 30 stories now. Into our final category, most outstanding commercial project. We had a lot of submissions for this project. The first runner-up that we want to congratulate is Henninger Toyota dealership. First runner-up, built by Canis Corporation, overseen by Logix Territory Manager Dan Riefke. This fantastic building that you see here is 80,000 square feet. It was built with Logix Pro, delivering an R25 thermal envelope. This project featured up to 40-foot walls. It has a parapet roof with flat roof with 10-foot parapet walls built through winter, as you can see. This project took an incredible amount of engineering. Actually, this project was designed with the roof being able to be used as a parkade. So for this additional load, they had to design 15-foot columns, every 24, each containing 24 1-inch bars. This kind of heavy rebar required the builder to devise their own specific concrete mix with a very high 16-inch slump. Here that you can see that there's a lot of energy saving features built into this cutting-edge designed dealership. Here you can see the Halo Subterra, which is a sister product line of the Logix ICF product line. Here you can see the Subterra product being used under the slab of the garage. And here you can see the building going up. It was a very complicated building with power lines to deal with that had to be taken down, removed, zero lot line issues, lots of different issues with trades. There was some soil contamination issues that had to be resolved. There was an awful lot going on here, and the building nevertheless went up very well. There's a lot of very cutting-edge features designed into this state-of-the-art dealership. Solar LED light, solar panels, LED, high-efficiency LED lighting, radiant floor heating throughout. And you can see what's really unique is one of the really interesting things is the oil that's recaptured during the oil changes in this dealership is actually used to heat the coagulant running through the radiant floor system. So the oil that they have in the oil changes actually is used and recaptured to heat the structure, which is just fantastic. So congratulations again to Henninger Toyota, first runner-up in commercial. And now to our winning project in commercial. The most outstanding commercial project of the year is Spring Mills Elementary School, built by Empire Construction and overseen by Travis Kittrell, Logix Territory Manager. This is a 63,000 square foot K-12 school located in West Virginia. Travis had been in to visit the architect who designed this project. Travis had some good meetings with the architect. Well, the Logix as eventually became the basis of design for this school. Logix was used for the exterior walls, but also in this case interior corridor walls, because they used the corridor walls to support a lot of the roof structure. And Logix was also used in every third party wall that divided the classes, as by building code in West Virginia, every third party wall has to be fire rated. So Logix was used for exterior walls, interior corridor walls, and every third party wall in this structure. See the structure going in. You can see just the unusual angles at the roof line there that had to be achieved. You'll see these little dots on the walls. You're wondering what they are. Those are brick ties that are actually inserted into the foam. You can actually tie your brick ties in many cases for low-rise buildings into the Logix webs. But in some cases, and for certainly high-rise and for heavy-duty commercial applications, a lot of times the engineers and the designers want the brick, the tie to be right to the concrete core. So here's an example of a brick tie that's inset into the wall and it protrudes into the cavity, and the core and the concrete gets placed and locks that brick tie in. You can see here that the roof taking shape. There are 28-foot high tall gym walls here. You can see Stala bucks. Here's the window bucks being used in this particular structure, and there you can see them in the openings themselves, but you also see one on the floor. This is called a Stala buck. It's a heavy-duty commercial window and door buck system that was used successfully in this job. You can see there, this project also sports a rather impressive 75-foot gable end, all ICF. The 28-foot high gym walls were built with the Logix 10-inch core, and that comprised the safe zone in the school. This is the construction manager on this project. It was the first ICF installation, and the Empire will report that hey, there was a few issues that had to be smoothed out early on in the process, which is pretty typical for large jobs like this. But this job went swimmingly. It finished on time and on budget. It's the first of 6 schools built with ICFs in West Virginia, certified LEED Silver. And you can see there's the gym walls. And in the school, they actually have a little display that shows how the walls were built, so that the students can actually be energy efficiency advisors and green building ambassadors, and to understand how the school was built. So this is a wonderful job. Spring Mills Elementary School, the winner, commercial. Congratulations to Empire and to Travis Cottrell. And this brings us to the end of our presentation. I want to thank everybody who did attend, and hope you enjoyed our presentation and learned from it. We have a little questionnaire at the end of this webcast, and it would be great if you could please just answer a couple of questions. We would love your feedback. Please leave any questions, and thank you very much. And we'll see you next year.